Well, hey, good evening to you. I want to take a moment and talk about something that's taking place in Washington, D.C. regarding some straw purchase guns. Many straw purchase guns in the D.C. area. And just kind of shine a light on what's actually happening, because it's not just the D.C. area this is going to happen. This is some federal problems that we're having with the ATF. Ultimately, and let me just share the story, and then I'll kind of show you how this is going to affect you elsewhere where you live, even if you're not in the D.C. area. In the D.C. area, there was one man who went into 3 different stores, purchased 34 guns in 3 different stores, and then went out and sold those guns on the streets to criminals, violent felons, that sort of thing. This is what they refer to as a straw purchase, and this is not anything new. There's straw purchases going on all over this country. The unique thing about this one in DC, though, and this is what you have to watch out for, is that a man walked into 3 different gun stores and purchased 34 guns. That's about a little over 10 guns per store. I would argue, and many else would argue, that if you bought 10 guns in a year, that's not really a lot. I mean, for me it is, but for some people that is not. Some people buy 10 guns a week. The problem with this is that, yes, he is being held accountable for his crimes, that man. He's been caught, arrested. The ATF is not playing around with straw purchases. The problem is they're going after the gun stores. That's the problem. Because, and again, it's Washington, D.C., so I kind of want to send out an alert, like a warning to anybody running a gun store in a blue state, that there's a chance if somebody comes in and makes a straw purchase, you probably don't know that. You know, when I spent time, we've talked to Maggie about this quite a bit, and they kind of vet people, but it still gets through. You do your best. Outside of the obvious, like a guy shopping with another guy and just pointing at something, is this the one you want, Frank? And then he buys it for him. Like, that's an obvious one. But if a guy just comes in the store and buys 2, 3, 4 guns, and then like 4 or 5 months later comes back in and buys 3 or 4 guns, there's nothing red flag, there's no red flags, nothing going off on that one. But yet it's the stores, because I can promise you these 3 stores are probably closed at this point of this video, and most likely somebody's been arrested. Most likely a gun store owner or a salesperson, that kind of thing, has been arrested for selling this man gun in 3 different stores. Now, if it happened at one store, and I don't know what the details on it are, I kind of like, well, that store should not be engaged in that type of business. But it's not. It's 3 different stores. So really, everywhere that guy went, those stores are in trouble now. And it's playing out exactly how you might think. Again, they're going to get closed down. Somebody's getting arrested. And these are federal offenses from the ATF coming. Meanwhile, they're searching for these guns. Be careful out there. I guess is what I'm getting at. I don't know how you could vet any better, but I'd try. I would definitely try. If you're a gun store or a gun salesperson, if you have a suspicion of a straw purchase, just don't do it. I remember being at a gun store looking at guns, and I just overheard a conversation where a guy said, I'm interested in this gun. The guy asked him how old he was, and he was too young to buy it. And then he said, well, I'm going to go have my mom buy it for me. And the guy just told me, he's like, well, you're on camera, man. Like, we're all going to share your picture here. You come back here, nobody's going to sell you a gun if they even let you in the store at all. That's probably how most gun stores do it, would be my argument. If you had 3 gun stores, I would argue that at least 2 of the 3 are doing that, because again, I go back to, if it was 1 gun store, I get it, but it's 3. And now they're losing their licenses, they're shutting down, maybe going to jail. Why? Because they just were doing business as usual. The guy came in, he passed background checks to purchase these guns. That's the alarming part, is that, why are they in trouble? Like, how could 3 gun stores be guilty of this thing all at the same time? But that's what the ATF is doing, is they are now going after the gun store if there's any substantial straw purchases taking place. Now, again, these were 34 guns. If somebody just does 1 gun, I don't know how that's going to play out. But what I can say is, if you're a gun store and there's been some straw purchases made there, they might be coming for you. They really might be coming for you. They're not playing around. I think they're going after the wrong people. I think there can be some things done to help train gun store employees and gun store owners on how to look for those things. And, and I'm sure there is already, but they're just going about the wrong way. It's just all attack, attack, attack. Get that person, arrest that person, close that store down. Like, it's not helpful at all to anybody. So there you go. Straw purchases coming down on the gun stores when I believe they're not guilty. Did it take place? Yes. Were they aware of it? I doubt it. Not three gun stores. Maybe 1, but not 3. And I think that's really the most interesting thing about this particular story, is that it's every gun store that guy went to, not just the one that sold him the most, or the most guilty, or whatever you want to look at it. It's everybody. So be careful out there. Gun salespeople, gun stores, just be cautious. Be cautious out there. Any thoughts or insight on any of this? Definitely put it below. Do want to take a moment and say, most people watch this channel, not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. Greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So don't ever, ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guys. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.